Are you a Jesus-loving woman who overexercises and deprives herself of food, desperately trying to obtain a goal weight on the scale? And yet, at the same time, you strive to be a healthy version of yourself by eating well and feeling fit? Hi, I'm Andrea, and I was running on the same hamster wheel for over 20 years. My toxic body image and eating disorder stole my joy and self-respect. Thankfully, God was always with me, fighting my battles and blessing me with the grit to reclaim my life. I'm off the hamster wheel, but I see you still stuck in the cage, and I want to help free you too. Journey with me every week. I'll share personal stories, tools, mindset shifts, and the practical steps I took to heal my unhealthy relationship with food and exercise. I don't believe food and exercise are the problems. I believe they're part of the solution. Instead, I'll teach you how your mindset and faith are the keys to healing. Get ready to navigate your newfound path to healing. Get ready to reclaim your self-worth. Get ready to realign with your God-given identity. For in this identity is where you find true wellness and healing. When you are well, your gifts shine into the world. Shine on, babe. Let's do this. I'm Andrea Carroll, and this is Good Vanilla. Hey, love, it's time someone tells you the truth. You choose your thoughts. Even though the eating disorder brain, the eating disorder voice is screaming at you all day long, you have the power to control and deny and unsubscribe from those lies that it is shouting at you. And you can do this by replacing it with a truth, replacing it with positive thought, with affirmations, something that gives you life. And I get it. It can feel like you're drowning and overwhelmed. How do you even do this, right? When all you know is negativity, when all you know is limiting beliefs. I created something called the Speak Life Bundle to support you in this. This is exactly why I made this. I wrote 3 prayers for you to listen to in the morning to get your intention right for your day, to get your mind lined up right. For the afternoon, to support you when you're really dipping low. And in the evening, before you go to bed, to realign yourself with your truth. This bundle also includes 54 affirmation cards that you can print out and paste everywhere. So anytime one of those thoughts come up, you have a truth right there in the moment to dispel the lie. To do that right in that moment. Because that's how you do this. You decide that you are going to think these things, friend. Okay? You can get this Speak Life Bundle to support you. You can find the link in the show notes. So go grab that now, download it, start using it today, start changing the way you think about yourself, and you will start changing the way you fight back in your eating disorder recovery. Hey there, friend. So happy to have you back on the show. I have a surprise for you today. I have a special guest. I've kind of been teasing her appearance for a little while now. It is my daughter, Ava. She is 9, and she is joining me today on the show. She's going to be coming on a few episodes, but this is her first one. So we're kind of just going to welcome her today and say, hey, Ava, how's it going? How are you?
I'm good.
You're good?
Uh-huh.
You're good? You're sitting here braiding your hair.
Uh-huh. I'm super excited.
You're super excited? That's good. Why do you feel so excited?
Because I know my mom has a great show.
Yeah, thanks. There we go. You heard it right from Ava. Mom has a great show. Okay, so I'm going to dive right in. I have a question for you. Okay. Your relationship with God. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, how would you, if someone asked you, Ava, what's your relationship with God? What's that like?
I feel like I can rely on him.
Okay, I like that.
And if I ever get angry or anything like that, I can just talk to him about it.
Yeah.
And it like feels like, like a rock on top of a rock. It's heavier than just the one rock.
Okay.
If you take one rock off, it's a little lighter.
Okay.
Like taking the one rock off is like praying to God.
Taking the one rock off?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay. I kind of see what you're saying there. Are you saying like it's
heavier and more stressful?
Oh,
like it with the two rocks.
You're removing a rock.
Yes.
The stuff you're carrying around, like the weight in life. You're carrying weight around, and knowing that you can rely on God, it removes some weight from your life, some that burden to carry. That's perfect. I agree. Like my relationship, I feel the same way. It's like I know that when I can't depend on anything else in this world or anyone else, I can always depend on God.
And I know that God doesn't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm really sad, or like, oh, why did I do that? Or like, oh, why? I know God doesn't make any mistakes. Or like, oh, this is so stupid about me. Like, if you say that, like, I know God doesn't make any mistakes.
Yeah. And that kind of goes into what I was going to ask you. Your relationship with God. So we've kind of established how you feel like you can always rely on Him. How do you think that relationship influences how you feel about your body, like how you think about your body?
Yeah. So I just think, like, it makes me feel brighter.
Makes you feel brighter?
Yes, it makes me feel brighter and happier, and I can treat other people better.
Yeah. So I'm kind of hearing like a confidence.
Yeah.
You feel,
yeah.
So you know what that means, right? Like when you're confident in yourself.
Yeah.
So your relationship with God.
And I know if I make a mistake, I can always ask God and like, oh yeah, God, that really didn't go my way today, and I'm kind of bummed about it, but I'm ready to try on another day or something like that.
Yeah. And that's, so when you do something like that, like if you feel like you make a mistake, that is more about your, like how you feel and like your mental, like the internal world going on inside of you. And that, because I wanted to ask you that too. So
wow.
How
I'm a step ahead of you, Mom.
I usually are, Ava. That is true, you guys. This girl keeps me on my toes. There is never a dull moment. I bet you can tell right now. She is a blast to have around and hang out with. So you are welcome You are welcome, because I know you're gonna be thanking me for letting me for me bringing her on the show and letting you hang out with her, because she is so much fun. But yeah. So and that was what I was going to talk about, kind of like the way your mental health. So like the way your thoughts, your mental health are what you think about yourself and what you believe about yourself. How your relationship with God, how does that influence your thoughts, like the way you think about yourself?
So like when you have like a bad headache, it's probably just because you didn't drink enough water.
Okay.
And in other reasons, it's probably just because you didn't pray enough.
Oh.
Like if you might have a bad headache, or if your body doesn't feel right, you could have a little sickness. Mm-hmm. Or God's telling you something that, maybe you need to work out a little bit more, or maybe you need to pray and ask me for a little bit more, and stuff like that. Like,
you're very perceptive, because I believe the same thing. What you're saying, this is what I'm hearing. Like, God, there's nothing that God won't do to get your attention. And earlier you were mentioning how much you love to rely on God. So when something isn't going well, if you're not feeling great, like you said, if you have a headache, if you're not feeling well,
or if you just didn't drink enough water,
something's not going your way, in those moments we need to slow down and ask ourselves, okay, is God trying to tell me something here? Like, because not only is your body trying to tell you,
yes,
hey,
your body
Ava,
needs to.
hey, Ava, got a headache, a little tired, we need some water, and we need to rest a little bit. We have to listen to our bodies. But God can use moments like this to get your attention. So here's kind of what I mean by that too, Ava. So like, if you're going along in life and God is putting these signs in front of you, like these little, he's trying to lead you, because we all have our own plans. Mm-hmm. We think we can control and plan our lives.
But we actually can't.
But it's really God's plan, his will that needs to happen. Mm-hmm. And he will leave little like breadcrumbs or little signs like, okay, Ava, okay, Andrea, here, I want you to come this way. And if we don't see the breadcrumbs, or if we just completely brush them off, and I don't want to see them, I don't want to pay attention to that, I'm not going to follow God, I don't want to listen, I don't want to do that right now, I want to do what I want to do.
It's all me. I don't need that.
Then, bam, something, there's nothing.
It's like my heart.
There's nothing he won't do to get your attention. So this can be mental illness, like, this can come in the form of anxiety. This can come in the form of depression, a broken ankle, a broken leg, whatever it is. It sounds harsh. It sounds really hard, but that's the reality of it. That because here's the outcome, okay? What would happen if God wouldn't do that to get our attention? That's a bad father, I think, just to let us keep going.
We would be in the dust. We would just be like blown away.
Yeah.
Like we're little feathers and God's the big fan and just
Yeah. And that is exactly the point of this episode, and how, because specifically I'm focusing on talking about eating disorder recovery, healing your relationship with your body, healing your relationship with food. And those things are super important. But we also have to ask ourselves, why is this happening? Why am I struggling with an eating disorder? Why does my relationship with food really suck? Like, why am I so obsessed over my body and I'm constantly trying to change it? This is all a part of your mental health. And these are ways in which God tries to get our attention, to rely on him. I loved in the beginning when you said to rely, that you know that you can rely on God. Because when I was in my eating disorder, when I was really stuck in that, and it was super dark and gloomy, and I didn't know when the sun was shining. I actually didn't. Like, there were times the sun could be blazing shining, and I thought it was a cloudy day. I needed to lean into my faith and rely on God so strongly to pull me out of that. And that's what I want our listeners. I want the listeners to understand that. And I want you to take that message with you throughout your life. That there are going to be things, there are going to be hardships in life, there are going to be challenges that feel impossible, that you won't make it through. But it's all temporary, and it's nothing that God can't get you through, and nothing that he can't overcome. Hey friend, I have to quick pop on here and tell you that your eating disorder does not need to rule your life. It does not need to dictate every decision you make throughout your day. To help you see this, to help you see that you have a choice, that you have power over your decisions and over your life, I created 2 free workbooks for you. The first one is called 4 Secrets Your Eating Disorder Doesn't Want You to Know. In this workbook, you will learn 4 radical ways to shift your mindset to take control back from your eating disorder. The second free workbook is a Tame Your Eating Disorder Triggers. In this one, you will learn my 3-step process to regulate your emotions when a trigger strikes, This way, you are not relapsing so far back and losing all progress that you have made in your recovery up to this point. You can find the link for each of these workbooks in the show notes. So go download them, print them out, work through them. Do the inner work, friend, and start gaining momentum. Start reclaiming back your days. Start reclaiming back your life. Remember, God did not create you to be stuck in an eating disorder. He has so much more planned for you, friend. Go get it.
So, like, you know, when you were talking about, this is horrible. Like, I need to do this to my body to make it better. Like, when I told you there, like, you didn't have any makeup on, I was like, isn't this the whole point of your show?
Yeah.
To not have not to be dolled up with all this stuff and not actually shine the real you.
Yes, Ava. Yesterday, Ava was taking some pictures of me. We were trying to kind of do like a little photo shoot because she's actually very good at, there's many talents of Ava. She's very good at directing people and encouraging. But I was commenting about, I didn't know I was going to do this today. I don't have my makeup on. I shouldn't be taking these photos. And Ava reminded me, she's like, isn't that what your business is? Being yourself and just being who God made you to be. And this is who you are right here, Mom. And that was
mom
very,
that doesn't have all of this.
That was very encouraging. That was very inspirational.
So yeah, never put makeup on again. And that's not what I'm saying. It's just, you didn't have makeup on, so what?
We don't, yeah, so what?
So what?
So what?
So what? So what you don't have makeup on?
But, so, that's the message we want to send everyone listening, is check in with your the key of getting through any hardship in life, the key to healing from an eating disorder, to overcoming any mental illness, any hardship, any obstacle, is relying on your faith in Jesus and depending on God above all else, and knowing that the relationship that you build with Him, it will see you through. Because I am speaking from experience, and you can just hear a 9-year-old's perspective already building that foundation of faith. And that is the message of my business, is that wellness, healing, recovery, everything we do in life should be pursued from the foundation of faith. And I am so happy that you came on today. It was really fun, and we're going to do it again really soon.
And you want to know why I know so much about Christ and stuff?
Yeah.
Because you share it with me.
Exactly. Yep. I'm sharing it with you, and I'm sharing it with our listeners too, because that is the message. We're spreading the message
and love.
Spreading the message and love of Jesus and God, trying to be disciples in the world, and spreading God's truth. And yeah, that is what I wanted to get across today with Ava, talking about her relationship. And so you can kind of see how this starts, and how once you get this foundation set, and how you approach your life, and just how impactful it is. So, friend,
you can be 9 and you can have a great relationship with Christ.
Yes. And guess what? It's never too late, right, Ava? If we have
you could be Adeline's age and have a great relation with Christ.
And there's a lot of listeners that are older than me, my age, or younger than me. Or I don't know. How old are you guys? Write us. Let us know. Tell us who you are. But there are listeners that, if they don't have that relationship, and this is probably a different episode, because we're kind of going over on time here, but that's okay, because you and I like to talk.
We like to talk a lot.
If you don't have that relationship, it is not too late. It is never too late, because remember what we said, God is there this is the breadcrumb on your trail, your sign that he's trying to get your attention. He's extending his hand to you. All you have to do is invite him in, start talking to him, and really begin that journey. And when you have that relationship, like I said, there is nothing that you can't do, that you can't overcome. Speaking from experience, can even overcome an eating disorder. And wow! Yay! Praise the Lord for that. But you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you for hanging out with us today. It was so fun talking to you guys. And enjoy your summer.
Summer's rest time.
Summer's rest time. Summer's go time for us. But yes, as we're recording this, it is June 1st. So we are...
It's a start of a new month.
Exceptionally excited for that. But you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
See you later.
Hey there, friend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It truly means the world sharing this time with you. But to be honest, it's never enough time. Like, I could talk to you forever. If you feel the same way, come on over and visit me on Instagram at Andrea_Caro. Introduce yourself. And while you're there, you'll see that my page is infused with faith. It is infused with hope, and it is infused with humor. And these are things we need in eating disorder recovery. It's my mission to change the messaging around healing journeys. I believe that we should be pursuing wellness from a foundation of faith. So if today's podcast episode or any other episodes resonated with you, please consider rating and reviewing my show on Apple Podcasts. I would appreciate it so much. This would help me get my message in front of other people like you that need it so desperately. And if you know of any friends that need this message, that need this show, please share it with them. And remember, God created you. He loves you. He has great plans in store for you. So get ready, girl, and shine on, babe. Shine on.